Hello everyone and welcome to World of Darkness News, 26th day of Month of Darkness. If you're watching us on YouTube, it's actually 27th. We're slowly going closer and closer to the very end of this month. Everything that happens during this month, which is one thing every day, you can check out on worldofdarkness.com. There's a really nice Month of Darkness calendar. Looks like an advent calendar, you open each day and there's a chocolate popping up. But instead of chocolate, this time you have vampire news, werewolf news, hunter news, and updates, free content. There's a lot to enjoy and love. And I think that there's something for everyone during this month. And our first news for this week is about Vampire the Masquerade and Dying Light 2 event. This is something that we've been preparing with Techland for quite some time, and it might feel like something that is kind of hard to get on for those of you who never played Dying Light 2, or something that might maybe cost something if you're actually playing Dying Light 2, but it is actually a free event available for everyone as a part of the frightening event in Dying Light 2, in which you can not only play with Vampire the Masquerade themes, participate in the challenges, but also receive some really cool customization items which refer to the clans. The clans feature in the game in various forms of, for example, vials of blood, which you can get is Banu Hakim, Tremere, and Bruja. And these vials of blood, which you can find around in the game, they can give you some special powers. Not only that, but you can also unlock some special boosts during the night if you are not frightened to play at night. I do remember myself playing Dying Light and always being afraid of venturing out during the night. But there's also a lot of really cool challenges to fulfill, and after you fulfill them, you will be able to get some really cool items. You can check out more in the Pilgrim Outpost and on our social media. We're going to post more about this event. It is happening starting from now on. If you are watching us on YouTube, this is actually has started on Thursday, so the event is ongoing. You can participate right now. Everyone who owns Dying Light 2 on any platform can participate in it right now. So jump in, enjoy it, and let us know how you like it. I really hope that it is not only going to make a lot of Vampire the Masquerade fans happy, but maybe for those of you who are already Vampire the Masquerade fans looking for new people to play with, it might bring some more people to our tables and Discord and other places. So welcome all the people from Dying Light fandom to ours once they will be interested in learning more, and teach them what that Banu Hakim is, or what exactly is a Tremere. I would be very happy to see some of those interactions on our socials. But in the meantime, if you are joining us from Dying Light 2 and you want to know more about all of this jazz, about World of Darkness and Vampire the Masquerade, you can always join us on Discord. It's discord.gg/World of Darkness. We have a lot of super helpful community members who will teach you everything and who will tell you what these clans are and where you can find more. So, yep, crossover event happening starting from today. You can learn more in the Pilgrim Outpost. Just search Pilgrim Outpost in your preferred search browser and you will get to know more and jump into the game to explore this event right now. Vampire the Masquerade Blood Sigils is now available in the PDF globally. Everyone can just go and buy the PDF if you want to. The book was available earlier for those of people who pre-ordered the physical version of the book, but now the PDF is available as well. So this is a really cool source book that dwells deeper into the topic of blood sorcery and thin blood alchemy, but not only in the mechanical field of it, or for Banu Hakim, Tremere, and thin bloods. This is for all the clans, for all the storytellers and players who want to incorporate these topics a little bit more in their chronicles. I think especially for storytellers who want to enhance their domains, enhance their settings with really cool blood sorcery or thin blood alchemy themes or places or events or characters. There's going to be a lot of really awesome stuff that you can find in this book to insert into your world and make it a little bit more magical. That was a little bit corny, but you know what I mean. This book actually has tons of additional lore like this. Also, ways and the techniques in order to build scenes which are concerned around the rituals, around the sorcery, and around a lot of these themes. So there are some really cool tools in this book that allow you to easily insert these topics into your story if you wish to. There's also, of course, things that you can build over when you're, for example, playing a Toreador character who wants to get a little bit deeper into the sorcery topics and why. If you're playing another clan, and how exactly can you interact with these topics, and can you really learn blood sorcery yourself, and how do you start that? And of course, for people who are playing blood sorcery or fiend blood alchemy, possessing kindred, there's a lot of tools about how to expand this even more. One really interesting, one of my favorite little parts of the book is about full-blooded kindred. It's not like the official term, but you know, the kindred who are not Finnbloods trying to learn Finnblood alchemy, and how do they approach this, and what kind of penalties they get when they try to mess with the alchemy of the young, with the alchemy of the Finnbloods. There's a lot of really cool stuff in this book which you can play with. I found a lot of ideas for the NPCs in the Chronicles in this book. So Blood Sigils available globally right now in the PDF. You can grab it on the Renegade site. No matter where you're from, it is available in there. Let's check out more news. War of the Apocalypse Heart of the Forest is now available physically thanks to Funstock, who have brought us the boxed versions for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. So that's really cool for those of you who haven't played Heart of the Forest just yet and want to jump in and get yourself a box, which you can probably later on resell, which you know, I'm a big fan of, because this way you can get more people into Werewolf. But War of the Apocalypse Heart of the Forest is probably one of the best onboarding experiences into War of the Apocalypse that we have. It's a visual novel that envelops the rage system. This was the very first version of the rage system, which was written in the game actually before War of the Apocalypse 5th edition was fully developed. So this game does contain some themes which are legacy in War of the Apocalypse. There might be some names, for example, of the tribes which are outdated, but the general theme of it, the general topic, and the rage that drives you as a character is very much 5th edition. So it's very much aligned with the current edition of Werewolf. This is why I really recommend this game for people who want to jump into the Werewolf and want to know what War of the Apocalypse is all about, because that hasn't changed since this game has been out, and I feel like it's a really beautiful, gorgeous game that is set in Poland, actually in Białowieża Forest, which is the primordial, is that the very old forest in Poland that is basically untouched by humans. Some humans do want to touch it. Some humans do want to, you know, cut down the trees and destroy it and start building things in there. And this game not only talks about War of the Apocalypse themes, but also about IRL themes of trying to preserve these forests, which, you know, it's a very important topic for us Polish people. And I'm very happy that developers of this game actually developed the game with that in mind. So this is also both about real world events and being a werewolf and trying to fight against them. So this is something that I really like about War of the Apocalypse, where you can, you know, take sometimes real world events, of course, with the consent of your other players, and just try to fight against the bad and try to really like get back that mother nature and get back what it needs. So this game makes me feel this way. This game makes me feel energized to do something, and I hope that it will make you feel the same. It's a beautiful artistic game from different tales, very well written, and now available in the box version for PS4 and Nintendo Switch. Now for Hunter Reckoning. We already covered Vampire the Masquerade topics and Werewolf, but Hunter got a lot of love this week with the basic mechanics infographic. That is the last infographic for the basic mechanics we have shared. Vampire is already done, Werewolf is done, and now Hunter has joined the crew. You can download it for free from our free content on worldofdarkness.com website. And the wiki is now also live at htr.paradoxwikis.com. This wiki has everything you need in order to start your own Hunter the Reckoning Chronicle. And because of our wonderful, wonderful wiki admin Galador, every single thing in this wiki has annotation with exact book page. So if you have a book on the side and you want to read more about every single topic, you can just go to the sources, check out the book page, and check it out in the book. So it's really useful. It's really fun to use. There is a character creation guide, basic mechanics article, and you know, the full overview of edges. There's just everything you need on this wiki. So yep, you can use it right now. Vampire the Masquerade wiki is of course also live. You can check it out at vtm.paradoxwikis.com, and Werewolf is coming next. We're actually very far ahead with Werewolf already, so we will be able to launch it soon for you. We'll let you know on our social media when it's live. And now for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 news. We're not leaving you dry with the news from this game. This week, smaller sort of a beat, but also something that caused a lot of conversation. Midnight, the song from Bloodlines 2 trailer, by the popular demand, has been released in the full version on YouTube, and soon is going to be released on streaming platforms as well. Right now you can listen to it on YouTube, but soon it's going to be on Spotify and the platforms of your choice. So Midnight is a trailer music that was used in the first announcement trailer from the Chinese room, and it is very earwormy. A lot of people were poking us about having the full version of the song, and the song also caused a lot of the conversation around it, whether this is a theme song of the game, which it's not. It's a trailer music. There's going to be more music, definitely. Whether this song is representative of the whole theme of the music which you will have in Bloodlines 2, well, you will have to wait a little bit more for us to show you more music, but we are all extremely passionate about music for Vampire the Masquerade games, and in general for World of Darkness games, and I feel like you could hear some of the really awesome and very much Vampire the Masquerade feel tracks, because a lot of people are arguing what exactly is the Vampire the Masquerade feel in some previous games which we've released together with our partners, and I feel like this game is also going to follow the theme of having this very eclectic music from various different sort of sides of Vampire the Masquerade brought into the 21st century. So I hope that you're going to have a lot of blast. We're of course going to share more about the composers, about the exact music in the future. So if you see us not replying to questions to, you know, who exactly is behind the music on Bloodlines 2 soundtrack as a whole or anything like that, this is because it's coming in the future. We're going to share it as we go on. But as for now, this track, well, it's a really cool trailer music that I hope you will like, and I feel like it fits some themes very well when it comes to Vampire the Masquerade, but listen to it on your own. And of course, if you want some more really cool music, you can check out World of Darkness YouTube channel. There is a whole playlist linked on the main channel site, which has tons of really cool playlists. The role-playing playlist, the Malkavian playlist, and more coming soon. I know that there have been a lot of questions about clan playlists specifically. We have more in the works. And for more news, Seattle by Night is coming back on October 31st. More news related to Bloodlines 2, because this season is actually very much tied into the story of the game. So if you want to know more about some things happening in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 in Seattle, where the game takes place, watch this season. Just letting you know, like without more spoilers, but you should definitely watch it if you want to know more. This is the actual play show, a role-playing show set in Seattle with Vampire the Masquerade characters and the storyteller Jason Carl, known from LA by Night and Seattle by Night. The question whether you have to watch season 1 in order to get this one, I actually don't think so. I feel like you will be able to sink your fangs into this pretty easily. You can start with the season and then go back to the first one if you prefer. You can also try to catch up to the first season, but you do not have much time as season 2 is launching on Tuesday. I would recommend just to jump in straight from this one and enjoy it as it goes, and then you can go back to the first season if you want to. But yeah, season 2 is launching on Tuesday, October 31st on Penny Arcade channel, later on available on Penny Arcade YouTube, so you will be able to watch videos on demand as well. Super happy that this is coming back. It's going to be a blast, and this coterie is super chaotic, which I love. And now, Chicago by Night, the PDF and the physical version is now available on the Renegade site. People were waiting for it. It was available in pre-orders for quite some time, but now it's out. And also in retail. Some people were asking about the changes in between the old original Chicago by Night and this one. The changes are not actually very significant if you own the previous version of the book. You can keep it and play with it. The mechanical, there are no mechanical differences, I believe, in the whole book. book. Most of them are related to the fact that there was an additional sensitivity check on the book, so there may be changes in the character names or capitalizations, but not much more than that when it comes to the general differences. But Chicago by Night is now available in all of these forms. For those of you who do not own the book yet, I cannot recommend it enough. It's not only a great overview of the Chicago, which is a very cool vampire city with tons of history, tons of interesting characters, but also for those of you who want to set the chronicle in your own city, it has a great city builder chapter, which allows you to basically use the learnings of how they built Chicago and apply it to any other city in the world. So there's a lot of really cool stuff in this book, which you can reuse in other settings as well, and not only play in Chicago. But if you want to, this book has everything that you need. All right, so that will be all for the news today. I actually got through them pretty quickly, and now let's go to Vamily Spotlight and see if Hadi is there with me to join me for more and show us what the community was up to this week. Let's see. Hello, Hadi.
Hello.
I can hear you. The community cannot still see you, but I'm going to fix it. No, it's not. Perfect. Now
it's really cold here today, so I'm just dressed cozy.
It's normally very cold in here as well, but when I have lights on and my room is closed with the green screen on the back, it's actually very nice and cozy. So it's so nice. All right, we are continuing with our Whattopper, which is the basically Inktober meets Vampire the Masquerade and World of Darkness in general. So let's start with day 15. What do we have in here?
Okay, so of course as we've talked about before, Craig Oxbrown does these really simple drawings, simple, and of course I had to feature at least one because they make me happy.
Yeah.
So it says Jonas looks suspiciously at his opponent. Why let himself fall into check so easily? And again, with just that little blurb and the image, you sort of get this idea of this, long game, this long political game where, especially when you're playing chess, where you sacrifice a pawn in order to, have a greater return later on.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I love again the simplicity and like how many ideas it brings. Chess is just like chess are universally awesome. I love playing chess, and I love incorporating chess themes into my stories and chronicles and everything around it. So this an opponent falling into a check very easily is definitely suspicious. And it just gives me tons of ideas for vampire politics. And you know what? You know what would be interesting? Storyteller's Vault idea for someone to write like a source book or something like this.
Down. Someone write this down.
Yeah. So like an idea of having a source book for Vampire the Masquerade politics inspired by chess. So you have like various chess maneuvers, and each of the maneuver is basically like an inspiration for a theme of a political campaign. That would be
not just playing Ventrue.
I mean, not necessarily. I think like there's a lot of things you could do with La Sombra or with other clans as well. But yeah, I think that would be really fun. All right.
Ventrue are playing chess, La Sombra are playing checkers, or something like that. Or maybe it's the opposite.
Look at this beauty from Viserys.
Yes. So Viserys has been making amazing art for Whattopper, and a lot of it featured on the Instagram. But look at the smolder. Do you like the smolder? I love it.
I just like this is fan service to me. Like basically this is the sort of like characters I want. Like if I would meet this character in a chronicle, I would be like, I'm approaching, I'm talking, I'm giving you my attention.
Doesn't really matter what you've learned about them, how dangerous they are, or anything like that, right?
No red flags are going to like make me not pursue this. Like this is amazing. Like I love the drawing, the softness of the fur. The way the hair is drawn. And
I could see you playing this character, let's be honest.
Honestly, yeah, this is the kind of character I would play. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's something to it. An aspirational thing to it, definitely. But like, and the little embers is so beautiful. And now I want to kill you because I see 3 dots at the bottom, and I can see what's there.
So I'm sorry. What they showed here was just a close up, a zoom in of his face, and then the final one, I believe, was this drawing but done a few years ago, and how they've improved.
Oh, I need to go and see it now. Okay, I'm going to check it out after the stream. Thank you. And now Antenor Lima, day
Mhm.
16, Animal Instinct. Ooh, look at this.
Again, another person on both Twitter or X and Instagram killing it during
Yes.
Wadtober. And I love this. Animal instincts, quite indeed.
Look at this poor little person in the back, just like, no, help. And this one just like marching away.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
I love how basically it doesn't look like the person in the front is running. It looks like they're just very fastly walking. So it's just
Yeah.
like, I am walking away. Goodbye.
Yeah, well, that could tell a story too. That could be, someone who made a deal with the werewolf, or betrayed their friend, or any other combination of things.
Yes, I love it. I live for it. It's amazing. And can I have your beautiful voice
Of
reading
course.
Firefang's one? All right.
Yeah. Animal instincts. Ears flick, tails up, yips and growls. Time to run, time to hunt. There is blood on the air. The wind whistles past ears as they rush over the ground. Thunderous sound of paw falls on the earth. The spirits usher them forward. Snapping of teeth and slashing of claws, the prey runs. They know their role, they know their part. If one falters, the hunt is lost. They run as one, their breath even, they howl and sing. The blood runs hot, dirt stained with death, flesh torn and bones broken. Gnawing, biting, yipping, howling, rushing forward, jumping back, sparing nothing. Excuse me. The pack takes another celebration, feasting, connection. This is their home. They know every blade of grass and every whispering leaf. They protect, they hunt, they fight.
I love it.
Very, very good. Yeah.
It's also fun because, of course, it's Werewolf the Apocalypse, but it also can be like a pack of gangrel, for example, or
Boy, it sure could, I guess. Yeah.
or maybe some hunters that just or the hunters' dogs that basically are sent into the forest in order to track some kind of a creature. Like, just saying, this can be anything.
I'm going headcanon werewolf, but I like where your brain's at.
And now we go to Object of Desire from Contemporary Meepsy.
Yeah. So again, always hard to pick just two for every single day, but I try and pick and don't this is gonna sound funny. I try and pick the ones I think that you'll get the most, happiness out of, that'll tickle you. And
Oh,
this one
this is so
definitely
nice of you.
this one definitely will. So I'd like you to read it.
Okay, whatever else could I draw for this prompt other than William Morgan, the Toreador, gazing longingly at the portrait in his gallery of himself? There was no other choice. William Morgan is beautiful and charming and loves all the things beautiful, including himself. William Morgan, how relatable you are. Oh my goodness. That's lovely.
How relatable you are.
To all my Toreador characters, not to myself. I would hate that for myself, but like I play a Toreador who would just like, yes, that would be okay. Maybe they would like look at their picture on the wall and be like, oh my God, I see a sinner. I see a horrible person in there. No, and just like fall into this like Geta style angst. But this, like, I love this. This is just
This
amazing.
is what I mean. This is all what, that a lot of it is like, something that really captures my attention as someone who knows nothing about art. And then the secondary question is, will this make Outstar go into, a tangent of something, which I always enjoy.
It's so funny. I never knew that you were doing this as a picker, but it makes sense. Thank you.
Well, I have to have some sort of criteria because there's always so much all the time.
Yeah, we are going to one day just throw this like huge board of everything and just like do whoa.
It'd be an hour long, if not longer.
Yes. And now from Diceaholics, Object of Desire.
Yep. Love does not exist, not anymore. Leave those emotions behind, stranger. They cannot serve you now. Kindred do not love, they covet, and they desire deeper than any living thing can possibly imagine. The blood in the veins of another, power that comes from killing, property, none of it can be something you love. You'll push out to sea every night, desiring every fish beneath the waves. If you were to catch one, drink deep its distant eyes, you would find that it was never essential to care for the creature. It was only imperative that you made it yours. And so your sea-bound morsel adapts to life in a cage, and you will be pleased with yourself. But one day, when you remember how things used to be, you will notice a fear behind your catch's gaze. Even they will have nearly forgotten the sea, and you took it from them. Better let them swim free. Forgo the heartache, remember the feeling. Do not forget to fear for the newest object of your desire.
Oh my God, how do
And again, There's all sorts of other criteria when like deciding what to put on the board. Again, the Toreador who loves himself in the gallery, and then this is sort of gives me very Toreador vibes. And it's also, of course, incredible
But
prose.
also the contrasts you pick are always so good. Like I was just
That
like
too.
laughing in here.
There's a checklist. I swear I'll show you someday.
Damn, this is so good. And I'm just, like this kind of gives me the vibe of everything I really love about Vampire and all that's, that emotional turmoil as as a vampire hunting and always questioning what is your nature and why is your nature like this when you're doing that. And I feel like this is a really cool look on that. It's beautiful. Diceaholics, great job. Let's go to number 18, Weapon of Choice from Camarilla Italia. The LARPers.
Now, okay, so this day had a lot of really cool concepts of like, blood magic and like feral weapons and like, or like these super high powered stuff for hunters to use, like sniper rifles, things like that.
Yeah.
So my idea was, okay, well, I would like to take the simple ones. And these ones made me, so for Camarilla Italia here, it's a handgun. Which is a very simple weapon of choice, and I think probably a really common weapon of choice in most chronicles, at least in most of mine. And Melanin Arts, they are on Instagram, but I took this from their Twitter. Just pointing at the fangs. Again, a great weapon of choice. And something I don't see nearly enough is bite attacks. I'd like to see more. Please, everyone who does online chronicles that I watch from time to time, please do more bite attacks.
Yeah, bite attacks are great. And I also love the contrast in between these. You have this dark, sad picture from the Camarilla Italia LARP. By the way, folks, if you are in Italy and you want to have great LARPing experience, go check these folks out. I heard all the good things about them, and there's like a lot of love going on around. I've never been there though myself, but I heard good things. So I really want to go one day and see what people are cooking there. And now for Melon, the contrast for being a little bit more cheerful or a bit more happy, which is also a mood. I feel like vampires do need to tap into that mood sometimes in order to survive, like mentally, psychologically. So
a lot of the times when my players have messy criticals or whatever, I'll sort of invoke a bite attack outside of necessarily their control or bestial failure and things like that.
I love this. And now going for companion, we have Shane with Frankie, and we have Super Radlord with the cats. Aww.
Okay, so this is sort of a joke for me. This is an if you know day. So Shane, who of course plays Katya in LA by Night and also plays, I'm blanking on the name of it because obviously I haven't had enough caffeine today, in New York by Night, plays the Fran Drescher of the Bronx. And I'm blanking on the character's name. Ehekata. Someone will tell me what her name of her character is. But
I just blanked as well, and I feel so guilty.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
blanking,
oh my
and
God.
that's really bad for me.
No.
She has a skull named Frankie, and that's all I'll say about it. If you know about Frankie.
I love the effort also put into drawing Frankie and the love that was like put into this piece of paper in order to immortalize him. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's Shane has done a few actually, but again, I try and feature just one person for every art.
I really want to one day just break into Shane's place and just like look into all of the like notepads and notebooks because
I'm beating myself up that I can't.
What? Sorry?
I am Kat Costello, thank you. I was actually beating myself up inside that I couldn't remember her name. Kat Costello.
I am the worst with remembering names, so I'm not even trying because I would say something extremely like wrong. But
I don't have an excuse because I'm actually really good at it, as you know.
You are. You can like if you want a scene from New York by Night or LA by Night, and you're like, I remember this one scene when someone said X. Hadi is going to tell you exactly the episode, the minute, and the hour this happened in a span of 5 seconds. It's amazing. So don't worry about it. Just one slip of a mind doesn't mean anything. It's okay.
No. She'll send the Pudinescas after me.
And now we have the companion from Super Radlord with the little kitty and the blood scent, I think. That's the indicator of a blood scent, right?
Yeah, but if you know, what's the cat's name?
It's Royal. Oh, of course. Yes. I was like Troika. No, it's not
Oh
Troika.
no, that's what I thought it was at first, but no, it's not. So that made me laugh for
Yes.
far too long. And of course, Super Rattler is brilliant. Follow them on TikTok and on Twitter and stuff. They're absolutely brilliant.
Amazing stuff. And now for Night Road, which is a very good prompt name. I was very happy
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
came up
yeah.
with it.
I definitely thought you would like this first one by Blighted Elf, who we featured many, many times over the years. And they
Yes.
drew their terrible sire, Julian Sim. Everyone's terrible sire, really.
Of course, you need to stop saying destroy, man. It lets everyone know you're a vampire. That goes double for you, Leto, since you have a Dracula accent. I love this. Julian Sim was Banu Hakim, right? Like, it was
Yes.
just such a good character. There's so
Yes.
much fan art for Julian. People just really love this piece of shit.
Oh, I totally romanced Julian Sim. Like I had absolutely no qualms about it.
It's
Even though he was
amazing
terrible.
because Julian is, I think, one of the most known Banu Hakim characters now in
Hmm.
the whole Vampire the Masquerade, and he's very much not that much of a stereotype of a Banu Hakim character.
Not
So
really, no.
yeah, and then we
Which
have
we all
yeah,
appreciate Kyle for that,
yes, we
the writer
appreciate.
of Night Road.
We all appreciate Kyle, and now we have Christopher M with the beautiful Night Road on the
Hmm.
motorcycles. Look at him.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so again, so many to choose from. Beautiful drawings of roads at night, cities at night, or even like forest paths at night. But this one, I don't know what art style this is, but
Yeah,
I can picture this right out of like a movie, right out of a TV show. This scene here, and I wanted to ask you actually, what is this? Is is this like watercolor, but digital watercolor? What is this?
I feel like it's, oh my goodness, it's actually hard to say. If I could like zoom in a little bit more, and maybe I would tell you, but I feel like it looks like a marker. So you have like a just like initial drawing in pencil, or like as you can see in the bottom in the puddle, basically on the
Hmm.
road, you have the little lines, and then the rest might be done with like Copic markers. So
Okay.
they are the markers which you can like they kind of like work like regular markers, but you can also make them a little bit more like make shades, so they do not have to be the same kind of like deep dark, for example. You can shade them. So
So one thing that you do
yeah,
with a lot of your art is you do this sort of like broad strokes, but somehow you're able to get a lot of detail in this sort of like watercolor. I can't even describe because I don't know art terms well enough, but you sort of it sort of like looks blurry, but it has like these really fine details in it if you really look at it, and always impressive, very impressive. And I sort of get the same vibe from this. That this sort of doesn't look like it's really, precise, but
yeah.
actually it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of details in there actually, and I feel like there's a really cool, because this is also a very dynamic piece, right? So it might seem
Yeah.
simple because it's just like one color with some dilution, so it's just shades of the one color. But the fact that you can feel the movement and you can feel like the wheels are moving in here. I feel like when you do not draw too precise, so you do not like line over everything and make super precise lines over stuff, you can actually simulate movement a little bit better. So
Hmm.
this is a really cool way of doing this. And you're so
Yeah, I
nice to
love
the
it.
artist, Harry. You're just like, it doesn't matter that you cannot like use the proper nomenclature, like as you're saying, but
I
like,
wish I could. I wish I knew anything about art. I see something and it makes me feel a thing, and then I go, I'm gonna put
but
that.
it's so nice, and like it doesn't have to be this is gouache or this is pastel painting. Like this is what matters, like what you feel and how you enjoy it. It's so nice to hear
I'm
this.
impressed by anyone who can put pen to paper or electronic pen to electronic tablet and make art.
And you know what I'm impressed with? Photography. First bite tastes
Oh,
best
that too.
from.
Yes. Okay. So this is the photography one. And this is
Yeah.
one of my favorite things. Something I really want to someday experience in a LARP, with,
Yeah.
consent and all that, of course. But this
Yes.
is B.A. Townsend, who has been posting photography every single day for Wadtober, and they've all been absolutely fabulous. And they always list who the photographer was at the time or which LARP they were at. And this is their Toreador Nautist. We also featured them once, if you remember, their Toreador Nautist, holding a book of Nod in
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of a
yeah. I
very like
remember.
picturesque place.
I remember. That's so
Yeah.
beautiful. That's gorgeous. I love the anticipation in the look at the hands and the way that the photo just looks very soft and very like non-violent in comparison to the other one, which is like,
Also in
yeah.
terms of photography, people who are photogenic like this, like people who can be doing action shots like this and be very photogenic, like right up there on the pedestal. Like I look at you with puppy eyes.
Yes.
Amazing. Could never
Look at
do
this
it.
picture from Leon Amatamori. That's so
Yep.
good.
Again, same thing, right? One, the eye makeup gives me very Ministry and
Yes.
absolutely gorgeous. Two, the makeup, the positioning, the lighting gives me very like 80s Lost Boy vibes, and
Yeah.
just that look at and even the hair as well, and just that look at the camera.
I wonder
I
if it's
wish
done.
I could.
What? Sorry?
I said, I wish I could. I wish I could have that sort of, presence on camera.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you would be able to. Like, you're gorgeous, but like this is something. I wonder if this photo was taken with the traditional camera, because I know
I think so.
you can filter out things on a digital camera in a way to look like this, but this really looks like a old school traditional photo that you would have to get from the film. So that's so pretty. I love it.
I'm a big fan of the Lost Boys, and that's the very first thing I thought of, and I was like, taking that. You're coming home with me.
You're
onto the
coming
board.
home with me. Love it. Love these pictures. So beautiful. I always feel like this is beautiful. This doesn't showcase everything that you can see on the Whatever, and we always like it's pain for us not to be able to feature everything. But just check out #Whatever on social media of choice. There's tons of love going around.
Go to the Discord. Tons of stuff on the Discord channel as well.
Yes, there's so much stuff to love, and like most of these people have something for every day. So you can also enjoy particular artists which you enjoyed here on the board, and just go to their social media and see more. All right, thank you so much, Hari. That was so cool.
Thank you.
See you later. Goodbye. And that will be all for those of you who are joining us on YouTube. If you are on Twitch, you can stay for a little bit for a little Q&A, which we'll have at the very end of the stream. In the meantime, do not get lost in the night, and I will see you next week for the last Month of Darkness summary, because we are ending this beautiful month on Tuesday next week. So I will see you there. Bye.